Crikey, did you hear it? Did you hear him fizz? That's the air burning. Right, you just saw iron, steel burning in the air. Isn't that incredible? I mean, that's an incredible bit of chemistry there, that is a exothermic reaction. We will show a little bit more about it working, but flint and steel is the traditional way of lighting fires in the UK. Was used up until relatively recently. We don't do well with friction fires in the UK because we're a little bit damp, but flint and steel has been great, and it's stones that you dig out of the ground. We have lots of it in the UK that we can use as natural resources. The difference between a flint and steel and a fire steel, if you're ferro rods, if you're familiar with those, is that the temperature of the sparks just isn't there. So you have to use a piece of char cloth as an interim to get from that spark to an actual fire. Let's go and have a think about the chemistry, shall we? Excellent. Right, let's find the voiceover voice. Why not enjoy a succulent chicken meal at the Dragon Wind at the rear of this cinema? I think that's got it, hasn't it? That's pretty good. Right, so we're back to that science bit. This is also a part friction fire, and I owe someone a bit of an apology because I told someone it wasn't the other day, and I've now learned it was, so I'm pleased I've looked at this. But there's two things going on. So when the flint and steel collide, the first thing that happens is that the flint actually starts warming up the steel, but it's also cutting a really, really tiny piece off that steel. And because it's a tiny piece and there's a bit of friction, it doesn't take a lot to get that piece of steel very, very hot, and that actually means it can ignite. So it heats rapidly and ignites, and in its oxidation reaction, so we know that iron oxidizes, we call it rust. It just normally takes an awful lot slower, and it needs water and whatever else. But it can, as that equation there says, in the chemical reaction, the iron can combine with the oxygen to create iron oxide, rust, and a lot of heat. And then as it's a very small piece, that heat's being created over and over and over, and you get into the reaction, so the piece of iron burns. Isn't that interesting? Thanks for watching my video. Hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about the science, and if there's more science you'd like to explore of outdoor practical skills, please get in touch and I'll see what I can do to help you. Thank you. Bye.